What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to bring you an update on the Terra Luna Classic situation. Who is buying this token and when are we going to be back at $1? Make sure you subscribe to the channel for all your Terra content. I appreciate all the support. Let's get this one well over 150 likes and let's jump straight into it. So look, looking at the price right now, 6922 is the price. We are 398.15 billion in volume. We are seeing a nice green candle on the 2 hour. We have, however, seen three sort of red candles over the last 6 hours, but we have seen Bitcoin drop down to the 28.7. So you see this big sharp drop in terms of Bitcoin. As we heard, inflation's gone up to 8.6%. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, 2% down overall is outperforming Luna 2.0, which is down nearly 6%. Ethereum's had a bit of a ride of nearly 5% down. So actually not a bad performance. You can see on the technicals, it is showing as a buy right now. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. We're just trying to bring you the most up-to-date news that we can and information regarding Luna Classic and the Terra 2.0. But overall, you know, a reasonably decent price. We are seeing some level of consolidation sideways. We're not seeing these big spikes and these big declines, but obviously people have sold since the start, and it was always going to happen. It was always going to happen. But people are accumulating, people are buying, and some very interesting people in the space are stacking their wallets with this. So we have seen this, and I think these are some of the reasons we are seeing some of these big purchases, and we are seeing people really stack their bags. So we saw the 1.2% burn on every transaction did pass on the governance Terra Station website. So we're going to wait and see what happens when implemented. And we talked a little bit about this proposal to burn 35% of transaction fees on a monthly basis. Has seen 93% support on this. So there is a real desire from the community here to burn Luna Classic. Remember, 10 billion is the ambition to get in terms of a supply, but another proposal to burn 35% Terra Classic transaction fees has gained the vast support of the Terra community as they strive to get the relatively abandoned Loonseed token back on track in terms of value, which I actually think is a bit disservice to the Luna Classic blockchain, because it is actually seeing a significant amount of support. It's outperforming in terms of volume of the 2.0, and we are slowly starting to see validators and decentralized, and applications come back onto this blockchain, which I think is pretty interesting. The new proposal targets the burn of 35% of Loonseed transaction fees, and again, this will be based on a monthly community pool added on top of the 1.2 burn tax. Could soon start to see it reduce in terms of supplies. There is a long way to go. So we talk about people stacking bags. Well, look, shout out to Happy Katie Crypto, who is, or Happy Katie Crypto, who is talking about this. This is the wallet of the Binance ecosystem in terms of their holding of Luna C, UST, etc. We can see there is a significant amount. Now, we know that when this collapsed, there was 1.9 trillion, I believe, is what was in the wallet when it kind of went wrong. So clearly, since then, we are seeing a solid accumulation on this blockchain. So we're seeing nearly 2.1 trillion. Is this a stack waiting for the opportunity to Terra Classic to come back? Is this going to be part of the burn mechanism? We know that there is a challenge in terms of leadership right now over on the Terra blockchain as well. And we'll take a look at that in just a minute. But it's well documented that Binance CEO, CZ Binance, has been very, very close to this since it kind of dropped. He hasn't really spent much time or certainly spoken directly to Do Kwon, and he quotes in here that Binance CEO Xiaopeng Cizhen Zhao was one and the only vocal exchange leaders amid the UST fallout in Terraform Labs, saying that his priority is to protect his users, even as Kwon and Terraform Labs remain silent. But Binance still dropping the Terra 2.0, the new Luna token, and participating in its airdrop, for which investors had a snapshot for their old tokens taken to show Terra how much they own. So he's going to see what the volume going through Binance is. He's going to see how many holders have got it on his platform. So I think this is a pretty smart move in terms of what he's stacking. And how much he's holding in his bag. This is accumulating as well. Let's be clear of that. Now, you can stake them, although I don't think staking is turned on right now. Someone might be able to correct me in the comments down below, but he is definitely stacking it. It's a significant amount of money that is in this wallet. So we're going to keep a close eye onto this, because this one could be dead interesting. Like we said, here is the proposal for the change in leadership that they want Do Kwon to still be a part of it, however, not be the controlling factor of it. Now, again, this is going to take some real challenge to get to the quorum, which I'll obviously allow it to pass. But it, you know, nonetheless, it is a challenge to the leadership. And is it something that, you know, we could see Binance maybe step in or support the blockchain? I've said this from one of my first videos, it would absolutely bring some real validity to the BSC network. There are some brilliant applications that launch on both Terra 2.0 and on this Luna Classic blockchain that could really support over on the Binance Smart Chain. You can see the transaction tax of 1.1 on both Lunacy and UST following 0.4 tax gets burnt, 4.2 USTC fund, asset fund 0.2, rebuild fund 0.1. So again, important that they're kind of putting this rebuild fund for the longevity of the project. What we don't want to do is build this back and something else happen the same. The algorithmic stablecoin deserves to seriously looked at, I believe, with the proper gatekeepers put in place and limitations on an attack can be prevented, but it can't be fixed, then it's shelved. So, you know, real understanding. And again, remember, community people that want to put these forward, it does cost them, I think, 300,000 Luna tokens to put this forward, but quite a lot have abstained on this view, particularly not a lot voting yes. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens with this one. Obviously, we're still waiting on the 3 days for the 50% transaction fees. Is gaining some momentum. 4 days left to go. We could see that one go over, but news of the day, Binance look like they are buying. Certainly CZ Binance looks like he is stacking Luna Classic. What for? Time is going to tell. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. This one is an ever-evolving network and an ever-evolving series of events. So make sure you subscribe for all your daily updates. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.